Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to talk about my league start, the first update basically on the Hexblast miner Scavenger. We are currently level 70 in Act 6. And if you're wondering, wait, why are you Act 6 but you're level 70, what happened here, right? So, since the Legacy of the Phrecia Event opens up a shit ton of build opportunities or possibilities, I also decided to mix things up and do a different league start than I would usually do. Like, normally I would just do the campaign, start mapping, you know, every day push further, do like white maps in the first day, yellow maps second day, red maps third day, and then basically the fourth day finishing up the bonus objectives and then basically have the league start done, right? This time around, it is basically the first time I'm playing a miner build as my league starter, just to, shake things up, and then taking a different approach, doing early heist farming, and that's why I'm level 70. As soon as I went into Act 6, I went into the title island, and I just reset the zone until I found the rogue cache, basically, that opened up the coins, basically, to enter heist. And then I basically did heist until level 70, made a bunch of chaos, upgraded my character, and now it would be the way to finish the campaign more or less, and then start the early sanctums. So let me go over through the leveling process. I'm quickly going to switch here the scene, and we're going to do some let's say VOD replay so you know what's going on. So I started basically as a Templar because of two things. I needed the Rolling Magma Gem that is not available to the Scion, as well as the Holy Flame Totem. Both of those are very, very good in the start, and this is basically how I leveled. So once I was done here with the mud flats on the Templar, I was able to just put all the gems and everything onto the stash and then start leveling a Scion, what we have over here. And basically, this was my setup that I was using for the majority of the early campaign. It was Flame Wall, it was Holy Flame Totem, as well as a Rolling Magma. And here's the thing. Holy Flame Totem is pretty much a big carry, and the links that I had, it was only like 2 links, right? So I had the Rolling Magma with Elemental Proliferation, I had Holy Flame Totem with added fire damage, and I just had Flame Wall as a sole link. That's basically what I used until level 28 once we unlock the library. And basically, once you unlock the library, let me see if I can, like, pull it up here. That is the Merveil fight. That was not, like, all that great. So once I was done with, like, here on the library, then I started to use mines. The reason why library is good, and here as well on Act 2 on the start, I just picked up all a Triple Herald setup, and that's pretty much it, just to add some extra damage here, right? So, the library will offer us, like, a lot of gems to buy, and most importantly, we're gonna buy the Automaton support, or automation support, combined or linked with Detonate Mines, so the throwing mines is only like a one-button playstyle. It's not like it used to be in the back of the days where you just throw your mines and then you detonate them and then throw your mines and keep on doing like that. This is like so old school. These days, miners just play like a one-button character, same as every other build, and that's why it kind of feels way stronger than what I remembered it, basically, right? And then basically with the swap to Pyroclast mines, I used, I think, High Impact Mine with Minefield and or Swift Assembly and Charged Mines or something, where I get power and frenzy charges from detonating those mines. The POB obviously will be linked in the description below. And I'm gonna say this was actually a very nice experience leveling like that. Probably one of the smoothest leveling so far, because, you know, I don't have access to leveling gear, what is my usual leveling thing, right? But league starts, it's not like, what do you say, a rare occasion that I need like 10 hours for getting into maps and league start, because I never stress myself. I'm not a racer. I don't even care if I take 5 hours or 10 hours. For me, PoE, league start is a marathon, not really a sprint. So while others do their first Guardians, the racers, you know, I'm probably killing Kitava in Act 5, somewhere at that time scope, right? But I gotta say, this was like a very nice experience with the setup over here, and then I used also Wave of Conviction to apply fire exposure to the enemy, because obviously Pyroclast Mines is a fire skill. So on the next hand, I was always having up a life surge, and up to this point I didn't even find a single Chaos Orb yet, but there were like 3 things that I wanted to have early, so if I quickly show that in-game. So basically, I wanted to have the Dread Arc weapon for the curse enemies with flammability on hit, I wanted to have a Duadris Scorn, and I wanted to have the Duadris Tenor Gloves. So mainly, this item, the Dread Arc, did actually enable me to go from the, from the Pyroclast mines into the Hexblast mines. The reason for that is that Hexblast basically deals double damage against cursed enemies. Right, and so I was playing the Pyroclast mines for, I think, like Act 3, 4, and maybe start of Act 5, until I finally was able to get a Dread Arc, and this made me basically then swap into the Hexblast mines, right, as you see over here. And then moving forward here, let's get some Heist gameplay in, because what happened... As soon as I swapped over to the Hexblast mines, which was like a super easy swap with the Dread Arc, I finished the first 5 acts, I went to Act 6, Tidal Island, then I rinse and repeat, control-click the area to reset it, and then run circles and get myself a bunch of like Heist coins. And then basically from that start on, I started to do Heist, and every time I leveled up, I was able to buy new contracts from the vendor because they're always based on the character level. In one hand, I was surprised that Heist was not even that easy. I think I lost about 15 chaos in total with either dying or my game crashing, because I don't know why, but my game crashed quite often yesterday. Very unlucky, and I think I died like 2 or 3 times even in those runs. Most likely against the unique enemies in the Heist. But other than that, it was like a very smooth experience. So I was only buying the contracts that cost chance orbs, and I didn't really have a lot of chance orbs, so I even went ahead and bought chance orbs from the currency exchange to be able to buy more and more contracts, right? And yeah, this is basically what I did. Then on the Pulvering Ring here, you see I picked up 44 Chaos Orbs, and with the Chaos Orbs, and I think even I had a double 6-link drop somewhere in Heist, but they're not really selling. The problem is it's a bad base, and it's also a very bad item level. I did have a 6-link chest though, that I sold for 35 Chaos, but the problem is I was like thinking it was like the hybrid evasion energy chest, so it's pretty strong, but the problem is it was only item level 53, so I knew if I was about to craft it, it would have been a power spike, but instead, since I want to go and play with the Restless Ward, I said, well, you know what, I'm gonna convert, get a bunch of early chaos and upgrade my character, and this is basically what I've done. So let's close this, go back to the in-game layout, and let's go over the current gear setup. So I spent basically about 1 to 5 chaos per item piece roundabout, and that basically sums up this character. So the Dread Arc was like a chaos. The shield, as I said, somewhere between like 1, 2, or 3 chaos. I was looking for plus chaos skill gems for my Hexblast. Life resistance, pretty much the classic League Start items, all rare items, life resistance, whatever you can fit in, some ES, maybe cast speed, and so on and so forth. And that basically got me res capped and a pretty healthy 2.7k life with 1000 energy shield, playing like some hybrid version. I don't have any sustain yet, but this is just like early leveling, and I think for leveling this looks pretty good. In terms of Hexblast, to go over the skill real quick, I'm having this with Void Manipulation, High Impact Mine, Minefield, and the Charged Mine support. If I would have a 4-link, I would go without the Void Manipulation, but with it, with a 5-link, this is my 5th link. Basically, you're throwing like 5 mines every single time, and it reserves your mana. I do have a bit of a reservation issue here, but the next upgrades will basically make me able to not use the Blasphemy... Blasphemy, ally weakness support, because this will go on a ring, freeing up more mana reservation efficiency and stuff like that. But basically, you throw your mines, they auto-detonate thanks to the automation support, and you basically play like a one-button character from that point on. But as I said, Dread Arc is cursing enemies with flammability, and Hexblast will basically do this big detonation, which it helps the clear speed as well as the damage. So why flammability, you might ask? So the thing with Hexblast is the chaos damage with hits is resisted by the lowest resistance instead. That means we're going to target any resistance. It can be, as I said, cold res, fire res, lightning res, something like that. But we want to lower that, and then the Hexblast damage gets mitigated by the lowest resistance. Means if we have flammability plus ally weakness, we're going to give the enemies like, I don't know, like minus 50 fire res, and this is basically what the Hexblast is targeting, which is very, very unique to this skill, and this is why this combination even works. Other than that, Dread Arc is the worst kind of like weapon that you can have for a spellcaster. It does not give damage, a bit of fire res, movement speed, and flammability. Obviously, a weapon with high spell damage and stuff would be a lot better, but we are needing the flammability on hit, or the curse on hit to make this even possible. Then around Petrified Blood with Arrogance, this is something I'm not using yet. So I decided that I want to go low life for even more damage, and that means I need to get myself on low life. But with the current gem setup and the reservation efficiency, I feel like too squishy with that. I was trying this setup here with like 2 or 3 heists, and on the first one I died, on the third one as well. So I said, like, you know what, I'd rather for now, as long as I don't have proper defense, I don't want to go on low life, but this is basically what I have planned here with Arrogance and Petrified Blood. Then Blasphemy support with Ally Weakness. We have Summon Skitter bots with Detonate Mines and Automation. Obviously, there's a 2-link, this is a soul link. Then we have a Wave of Conviction for the extra fire exposure. We have Dash and Tempest Shield, as well as a Wither with multiple totems and a Spell Totem support. Even though the Hexblast gets damage reduction based on the lowest, or at least deals less damage based on the lowest resistance of the enemy, or at least, how do you say this properly? Deals more damage based on the lowest resistance on the enemy, something like that. It still deals chaos damage, and therefore the Wither totems make the enemy take more chaos damage on top of that. The rest is pretty much the standard, like, you know, I just league started, I have no currency, kind of like gear, life resistance, and so on and so forth. The Dueler score is pretty nice here because it has the 30 to 70 added chaos damage for each curse on the enemy, and we currently have 2 curses on the enemy, with that being flammability and the ally weakness coming from the blasphemy. Then the Dueler's Tenure gloves, they give you 100% spell damage. The cast speed doesn't matter because we are throwing mines, we're not actively casting Hexblast ourselves. And then, yeah, this is basically the combination. If we take a look at the PUB over here, or wait, let's actually take a look at the skill tree. So basically started going up over here with the Heria, and then into Foresight, and then moving up here to the... Yeah, wait, let me actually quickly pull another PUB up here for the early leveling tree of the Pyroclast mines. So basically, this was my starting tree. I went up over here and then took the bottom side with some extra life nodes, then on the Firewalker for extra damage, over the life nodes, and over to Heart of Flame for even more fire damage. So this... with mana and mana reservation efficiency. So that basically was my first, like, until... or my Pyroclast setup, so to say. And then once I went over to Hexblast, I decided to use my gold that I found to respec those points, and went to a different approach with the Whispers of Doom. So we have actually the extra curse, then some mana reservation, all these like mine nodes with a reservation, with a damage penetration, and so on and so forth. So we have a mine cluster over here and one over here. And then now I'm currently starting to stack some power charges, frenzy charges, because with the mine field support, you're gonna get a lot less mine throwing speed. So this really feels a bit clunky if you throw it that slow, but the frenzy charges basically give us more mine or increased mine throwing speed based on a charge mine support. Here I basically put in an efficient training, was like I think 2 chaos or something, because I had severe strength problems, so I'm converting a bunch of my int nodes here into strength, so I could fix that. And here dexterity to get this early stuff going. As of right now, I plan to go on the top side over here, somewhere to the Mind of a Matter, and then going from the right side here into the Heart and Soul practical application. Down here, Discipline Training with Light of Divinity, Holy Dominion, and stuff like that. But I didn't want to spend like 6 or 7 points here just traveling for int nodes, and that's the reason why I took some masteries that I later on will not even use. Some extra damage over here, an extra frenzy charge, some more life nodes because I was dying in Heist, and so on and so forth. And that was basically... yeah, the journey so far. But overall, I'm oh god, what is this word? Pleasantly surprised, you know what I mean, about the Hexblast miner, and I think step 1 was getting into the Act 6, then getting the coins, then start farming Heist. The Heist part is over. I farmed my currency, I upgrade my character, and then, at the end of the day, when I was done with Heist, I said, like, I'm gonna do this probably until level 70. You could stop earlier or later, depending on how you want to see it. And now I said, okay, now it's time to finish the campaign, but I knew that I wanted to go offline. So basically, I started to convert all the bubblegum currency that I found in Heist with the currency exchange to gather as many chaos as possible, and then I bought the Divine Orb for 67 chaos yesterday night, because this is like my kind of like gamble. Divine Orbs are going up in price, obviously, but my character was done, so I don't feel the need of upgrading it any further as of right now. So as I said, I changed all my bubblegum currency to chaos, and then I bought a divine, and then basically went to bed. As said, I bought it for 67 chaos, and currently it is worth 92. So basically, I made like, let's say 30 chaos while sleeping, just because I bought a divine orb, because obviously divine orbs are going up, so it's never bad to hoard divine orbs if you can get them early on for a cheaper price, because every day they're gonna go up like 30, 40, 50 chaos, what's on, and they're probably gonna stop at like 200 or 250, whatever. It's based on the league. Good. Plans for today, as I said, finish the campaign, do not kill Kitava, because the rest penalty is like not needed for the 2 additional skill points early on, and then I'm gonna try to do my first sanctums, see how I perform there, see if I like it, see if my game even can hold up, or the build, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Alright guys, that was update number 1. Every day new update on this channel, so make sure to like, follow, subscribe. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.